El siguiente top 5 está pautado a un video sin límite de tiempo. Marzo es el mes para enfocarme en WrestleMania, así que al agua, pato. Aquí va otro video sobre la vitrina de los inmortales. No está de más un poco de contexto. Año 2016. Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose y Roman Reigns se enfrentaron en una triple amenaza para retar al poseedor del campeonato mundial de peso completo WWE Triple H. Esa noche la balanza cayó a favor de Reigns. Así que en WrestleMania 32 quedó pautada la lucha. Por otro lado, Lesnar y Ambrose fueron encaminados hacia una inminente rivalidad, puesto que, en los compases finales, Ambrose le costó la victoria a The Beast Incarnate. Resulta que cuando parecía que Lesnar iba a hacer rendir a Reigns con su Kimura Lock, Ambrose entró con una silla y lo salvó. Luego les calentó la espalda a ambos a punta de sillazos. Una vez sacó a Lesnar del ring, Reigns lo embistió con un spear y logró la cuenta de 3, ganando así la lucha. Desde aquí empezaron las hostilidades entre ambos perdedores de esta lucha. Llegaron así a WrestleMania 32 y lucharon en una No Holds Barred Street Fight Match. Pasaron 13 minutos con 6 segundos y la lucha llegó a su final. No es por ser sangrón, pero quedé iniciado, con ganas de más. En lo personal sentí que la lucha me quedó debiendo. Luego leí 5 secretos de cómo se orquestó la lucha y lo entendí todo. Es hora de compartirles esos secretos tras bambalinas. Dioses de la lucha libre, están escuchando al hijo de Francisco y estos son 5 secretos de Brock Lesnar vs Dean Ambrose en WrestleMania 32. De ahora en adelante dejaré de decirle Ambrose y lo llamaré Jon Moxley. La fuente de todo lo que se contará acá será la entrevista que concedió Jon Moxley en The Wade Keller Pro Wrestling Podcast el 2 de junio de 2019. Número 5. ¿Cuál era el plan original? Empecemos con la primera revelación de Jon Moxley. Esta lucha no era lo que se pensaba para ambos en WrestleMania 32. Recordemos que normalmente estas luchas e historias se planean con antelación. Primera bandera roja. Esta lucha no fue el caso.
When I was talking about him, I wasn't really putting the blame necessarily on Brock so much as Vince and everybody else surrounding that situation.
Yeah.
Because there was no effort put into the angle. By the time we got to WrestleMania, the angle wasn't hot anymore.
Yeah.
I got that match, so now people want to see me and Brock. Because I was supposed to work with Jericho, and Bray was supposed to work with Brock. They'd already started the angle. And then me and Brock did the thing. We did a 3-way. We did some cool stuff. So it was like a vibe between us. So now we're going to go to me and Brock. So I'm like, I earned this match on my own merits. Me doing my thing my way.
Yep.
Made it to where like people wanted to see this match. So now I've earned the match. So now I'm like, yes, this is like my dream opponent, dream scenario, street fight. I'm like, you can imagine how much effort and time and thought I put into this.
Número 4. Se salió del guión. Por su naturaleza de programa de televisión, tanto para Raw como para SmackDown o NXT, existe un libreto donde está escrito el diálogo de los luchadores en sus segmentos charlados. Los dos actores en conflicto deben aprender sus líneas y recitarlas, tal cual los guionistas escribieron tiempo atrás. Sí, como en cualquier película o serie. Pues bien, segunda bandera roja. Moxley se salió de lo que estaba pactado.
I kind of took it upon myself to like be like, I'm gonna get up in Brock's face. I'm gonna like, you know, just what's the worst that could happen? So I got all up in Brock's face, and I'm trying to like portray to him that like, yeah, you might be a suplex machine guy, but I might stab you. Like I might stick a pencil in your eye. You know, I bring a different dynamic as an opponent. You know, like you're obviously physically a much different thing than me, but I might stab you. Kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So I'm up in his face or whatever, and there's like an electricity. Like the people are like, ooh, this is interesting, right? And I'm just doing that all on my own. This isn't scripted, right? So But it got over, and there was like electricity between us, right?
Número 3. No estaban en la misma página. Aquí fue cuando Moxley admitió que estaba emocionado por la lucha y llegó a pensar que Lesnar también. Tercera bandera roja. Pero poco a poco se dio cuenta de que ambos pensaban distinto del combate.
I'm thinking Brock. I'm thinking Brock is probably thinking on the same page as me. Like, we're gonna tear it up. And I think he thought. I don't think he was being like. I think he truly thought he was just doing me a favor. Like me being in the ring with him was enough to like do awesome things for me. I think that's what he thought.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there.
Número 2. La escena infantil. Aquí es cuando Moxley criticó que sus videos promocionales con Terry Funk y Mick Foley se quedaron en nada, puesto que, por ejemplo, él sabía que no le iban a permitir usar el bate de béisbol con alambre de púas. Cuarta bandera roja. De acuerdo con Moxley, WWE tiene miedo de regañar a Lesnar. Así es, la compañía, no uno o dos trabajadores en concreto, la compañía.
Yeah.
They got me doing a thing with Terry Funk where I'm chainsaw. As much as great as it was to do something with Terry Funk, where I'm chainsawing a table for some reason. Mick Foley's giving me his barbed wire bat that I'm never going to get to use. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, why can't we use it? They're like, oh, blood. You know, I'm like, but also like, you're not. I also was thinking in my head, I'm like, they're afraid to yell at Brock. So I'm like, maybe we get a little hard way juice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking like, this is going to be cool. You know, I pitched all this stuff to everybody, all the producers, and I feel like I'm just getting ignored. Because, like, our match wasn't important to any of the producers or writers or Vince. They just, like, they gave me enough to give me the match, but they didn't give me any help to, like, make it a good angle or, like, make it, like, a hotter thing people want to see. And you know, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we... all these different stunts and stuff. Like, I'm ready to die in the ring. I'm like, I'm ready to take the worst. I'm not trying to put Brock through abuse. I'm trying to take the worst beating in the history of the world. Like, I'm like, if he kills me, great. I'll go down as a legend. You know, I was ready to do anything.
Aquí fue cuando pasó el infame segmento donde Moxley jaló un carrito con armas.
The angle's not good. Brock's not even there half the time. We don't do anything interesting. The week before, in the go home in Brooklyn, I carry a little red wagon to the ring and fill it with weapons. I go into Vince's office. I'm mortified. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Like, I'm going to my death. Like, this is so serious. And you got me dragging a little red wagon. I'd like, make me understand. And he's like, oh, you know, it's dead serious to you. You know, you're just going to drag that white weapon out there. You're not even going to look at him. He's going to drag the wagon out, put your weapons in. I'll see you at WrestleMania.
What? Número 1. Charlaron de la lucha a último momento. Para los que no lo sepan, normalmente los luchadores hablan sobre la lucha, es decir, se preguntan qué quieren hacer y qué no, cuál va a ser la psicología del encuentro, entre otros aspectos para entregar un contenido de calidad. O bueno, en nuestro caso, una contienda de calidad. En teoría es así, no en todos los casos aplica. Este es uno de esos casos. Quinta bandera roja. Lesnar se sentó a hablar con Moxley de la lucha por primera vez, mientras WrestleMania 32 iba en su segunda lucha. O sea, Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. Esa noche programaron a Lesnar y a Moxley en el cuarto combate.
we have one scheduled rehearsal at like 11 p.m. Saturday night, the day before the show, at the stadium, because he never even came to the hotel. He didn't get in until late Saturday night. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty late, but, you know, whatever. But we end up not even doing that, because he's like, we don't need to do that. We have one conference call. It's like me, Michael Hayes, Jamie Noble, and Brock and Paul Heyman. It's a conference call on Wednesday, because he's not in Dallas yet. And I'm just in Dallas, just waiting. And I can't, you know, none of my ideas are approved yet. And Brock hasn't even heard any of my ideas, because he doesn't care, hasn't been around. I remember the night before this conference call, I wanted to run it all by Jamie Noble, the producer, one of the two producers on the match. And so we meet up we're in the hotel in some kind of landing stairwell or something, like above the bar or whatever, you know, at night. And I'm like, dude, check it out. And I lay out like my ideas, you know, whatever they were. And I was really trying to get thumbtacks approved. And I had Vince, because I texted him, can I have one thumbtack bump, please? And he said, maybe, with a smiley face. And I thought I was like, yes, I'm going to get it, because it's his first thumbtack bump. I'm going to take it. You know, I'm not asking him to. But I was like, yeah. So whatever it was I had at the end, I'm like, yeah, then finally, you know, he can't put me, whatever. He's fucking F5 and the fucking thumbtack, whatever. And I'm on his back and choking him, and then he fucking puts me in a fucking final F5 and a fucking thumbtacks. And then he doesn't even bother covering me this time. He just puts me in like the head and arm choke he gave Shane Carlin and UFC, and he just chokes me out, and my fucking arms up in the air, and it's starting to fucking fade. And then I fucking flip the bird, and then it fucking slowly fades. My arm drops, and he just chokes me to death. Like, after putting me through the most fucking power bombing and fucking thumbtacks and F5ing me through fucking every fucking thing. You know, whatever it was. I don't know if that was a good finish, not whatever. He hated it. Day of the show, I get there like 11 a.m. He doesn't show up till like 3 o'clock. We've not talked about any of this match. It's 3 o'clock. Show starts at like 5. We're like 4th. Start talking about stuff. He keeps walking away, talking to other people. He's not very interested. Like, doesn't really want to be there. You know. And this is the most important match of my life. Yeah. You know, I'm like, everybody at WrestleMania wants to show up and steal the show. There are people on that show that night that I know had been literally rehearsing their match for a month, like at the Performance Center. Because you should show up to WrestleMania to want to steal the show. Brock had, and I was like, dude, we have the opportunity. We have a street fight. We can do anything. I'll take any bump you want. But literally, I'm begging you to kill me. Please, powerbomb me into thumbtacks 100 times. Oh, we don't need all that. Like, he did not have the mentality of, like, trying to steal the show at all. Did not give a shit. You know, so, like, it's like, we're finally, like, we start talking about the match in earnest for the first time while, like, the second match is going on. I think it was a ladder match. And we're 4th. And like, we don't have a finish. And I'm like, so we put together a little sequence of dumb, we put together the finish. I'm like, maybe I'll grab the barbed wire, but you duck it and throw me into, I got into a pile of chairs, which it's not even that good, you know. Yeah. It's like that's a brawl, you know. That's not WrestleMania. And I had built it up on all the media and stuff. I was like, yo, this is gonna be fucking nuts. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I really I was like banging my head against the wall, like screaming at everybody for weeks. It felt like, and I felt like I was invisible. And the main reason is I wasn't the most important match on the show. I was like the 6th most. I was basically not important at all. As long as Brock's on the show, Brock's good. Like, other matches were more important. Whatever else was on the show that night, you know? I was just like, they didn't give a shit.
Like Shane McMahon, for instance, against Undertaker.
Yeah. And I remember being like sad watching Shane jump off the fucking couch, or the couch, the cage. thinking like him and Undertaker, they're beating the shit out of each other, and I'm like, they put in so much effort. These guys wanted to steal the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we mailed it in. Like, this might, you know what I mean? Like, I'll never be on WrestleMania again, you know?
Yeah.
I can say that pretty confidently.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably at this
After
point, yeah.
conversations like this. And, like, if that match had been on Raw, it would have been awesome. Because you don't expect to see Brock on Raw. But at WrestleMania, when you expected people to be jumping off themselves and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and we built it like it was going to be something special, and then didn't deliver, it was like...
Y bueno, un listado más que se va y los próximos que llegarán. ¿Quieres decir algo sobre este video? Tienes toda una caja de comentarios para expresarte. Si te gustó este listado y quieres más, no olvides suscribirte, comentar y compartir con tus amigos estos videos. Eso me ayudará demasiado para seguir creando contenido que desnude a la lucha libre.